This is the 911 Turbo S, arguably the best daily driver of all time. It looks great, it's fun to drive, but here are 5 reasons why I hate the 911 Turbo S. First up is the engine cover. When you buy something like an Audi R8 V10, similar price to this, or a used 430, 458, you get to see the beautiful engine. There's typically an option for a glass engine cover to put the power plant on display. Well, in the 911 Turbo S, you don't get anything close to that. There's a little switch here, which opens a mini-sized hatch that reveals absolutely nothing. Next up is the interior. Now, while it's very nice, especially in this spec with the yellow tachometer, matching yellow seatbelt, and the yellow Sport Chrono Package dial, it's almost identical to a $52,000 Porsche Boxster. With a base price of $188K for a brand new Turbo S, that's a lot of extra money to pay for pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of cluster here with all of the buttons, although the actual feel of the buttons is quite nice. And something I just figured out, the window actually doesn't go all the way down. I imagine the sheet of glass is too large for the actual width of the door. Because it is twin turbocharged, it eats away at the exhaust note. Now, unlike the McLaren 570S, which still sounds good when it's twin turbocharged, this really doesn't. It sounds a lot more like a vacuum cleaner. It's also pretty quiet. Now, this car specifically has a Sharkworks exhaust that makes it sound a decent amount better. It crackles at high RPMs when you let off the gas, which is nice, but it just doesn't have even remotely close to that beautiful tone that something like an R8 V10 Plus or a Porsche GT3 or even a McLaren 570S has. Which brings me to my next point. For the same price, $188,600-ish dollars, you can get a McLaren 570S, and you can also get an Audi R8 V10 Plus. Those two cars look a lot more exotic, have more power, and are faster on the track, and are comfortable. So to buy the Porsche Turbo S, you in a sense really have to be a dedicated Porsche person. Now, Porsche has incredible history. It's a brilliant brand. They're incredibly fun to drive. But the Turbo S right now, until they release the new one, is a little bit outshadowed by those cars that I mentioned before, the 570S and the R8 V10 Plus. Now, of those 3, there is no wrong option. If you want that brilliant sounding V10 with naturally aspirated power and incredible launch control with 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, which is the same as the 911 Turbo S, the V10 Plus is the way to go. If you want something that feels lighter, that's more nimble, and even has more space in it for storing bags, the 570S or 570 GT is the way to go. If you want something understated, that is what the 911 Turbo S is great for. It's understated beauty. It doesn't look really any different to the normal observer than a Carrera or Carrera S. That's what people who drive these cars like, which brings me to another point. The car is incredibly understated. It doesn't look much different than a 911. So if you want a car that stands out when you're paying nearly $200,000 for it, this definitely isn't the car to get. It's not going to turn heads. It might excite some people who understand that the S after the turbo is really for the special car enthusiast. If someone's just looking for a fast, good-looking Porsche, they're gonna get a 911 Turbo. They're not gonna get that S. But the people who know, the true enthusiasts with the carbon ceramic brakes, extra power, better looks, Turbo S is the way to go. Well, there you have it. I absolutely love the 911 Turbo S. It's a brilliant daily driver, it's incredibly fast off the line, and it's just downright fun to drive. But there are 5 things I hate about the 911 Turbo S. I'm gonna take a pause for a second to tell you guys about a giveaway I'm doing on my Instagram at Vehicle Virgins. So go to Instagram, click on Vehicle Virgins, hit it with a follow, and you're entered to win one of 3 brand new Vehicle Virgins t-shirts. So 3 people are gonna win, it's free, all you gotta do is follow. Hit that follow button, guys.